Have you ever sat down on pension day, looked at your bank account, and wondered whether the system is really giving you what you've earned after all these years of hard work, struggle, and sacrifice? Maybe you've been on the disability support pension for a while, facing health challenges that make daily life difficult, and now you're approaching the age where you'll soon be eligible for the age pension. You might be asking yourself, what will change? Will I get more money? Will it be easier or harder to manage? These are the questions thousands of Australians are quietly asking right now, and that's why today's video is so important. We are going to go through everything clearly, calmly, and honestly so you know exactly where you stand as of November 2025, one of the most important months for pension updates in recent years. Before we begin, if you appreciate videos that explain real government updates in plain English and help you stay on top of what truly matters to your income, your stability, and your peace of mind, please take a second right now to subscribe to this channel. It helps us keep you informed, and it ensures that every time there's a new payment change, bonus, or rule, you'll be among the first to know. We do this together like family because everyone deserves clear information, especially when it comes to their livelihood. November 2025 marks a turning point for both the Disability Support Pension, DSP, and the age pension in Australia. Inflation has been biting hard, cost of living pressures are relentless, and people everywhere are asking whether the pension system is still fair. That's why this month brings major adjustments in payment rates, policy changes for smoother transitions between pensions, and new measures to relieve pressure on renters, carers, and seniors. It's not just about money. It's about fairness and dignity, making sure people who've given their best to this country are not left behind. Let's start by understanding what these two pensions are and how they differ. The Disability Support Pension exists to help Australians who cannot work full-time because of a permanent physical, intellectual, or psychiatric condition. It's a recognition that some people, through no fault of their own, face lifelong challenges that make employment impossible or very limited. The age pension, by contrast, is for Australians who've reached the qualifying age, now 67, and serves as the foundation of retirement income for millions who have spent decades contributing to the nation. Both payments come from Centrelink, both are indexed to inflation twice a year, and both aim to give people a basic level of security. Yet, they are built for different stages of life. Many Australians on the DSP eventually transition to the age pension. This process used to cause confusion, with people worrying that they might lose payments or have to reapply from scratch. Thankfully, that's no longer the case. Now, when you approach age pension age, Centrelink automatically reviews your details and transfers you seamlessly to the age pension if you meet the criteria. The process has been further improved in late 2025, meaning fewer forms, fewer delays, and less stress. In terms of payment amounts, as of November 2025, both pensions share nearly identical base rates because they are indexed the same way. A single person on the full rate receives roughly $1,116.30 per fortnight, while a couple combined receives about $1,682.80 per fortnight. These numbers include the pension and energy supplements, but the actual amount you receive may vary depending on your income, assets, living arrangement, and additional allowances. For example, DSP recipients might qualify for extra supplements like mobility or rent assistance that slightly alter their total. It's crucial to remember that even a small difference in payments can make a huge impact when you're budgeting for essentials like food, rent, and electricity. Both the DSP and age pension are means tested, meaning your income and assets determine your payment. For the DSP, younger recipients or those in work transition programs sometimes have more flexibility, while the age pension uses stricter thresholds linked to superannuation and retirement income. As of November 2025, if you're single and own your home, you can have up to about $314,000 in assets before your pension starts to reduce. If you don't own your home, the limit rises to roughly $566,000. For couples, those limits are around $470,000 for homeowners and $720,000 for non-homeowners. On the income side, you can earn about $212 per fortnight as a single or $372 combined as a couple before reductions kick in. Every dollar above that threshold reduces your payment by 50 cents. It may sound technical, but this is where many people's lives are quietly shaped because these limits decide whether you can afford heating in winter, medication, or a small treat for your grandchildren. Now let's go through the key updates taking effect this November that apply to both DSP and age pension recipients. First, Commonwealth rent assistance is rising by another 10% on top of the September increase. For single renters paying more than about $180 a week, This means up to $18.40 extra per fortnight. It might sound small, but for people choosing between food and rent, it matters deeply. Second, the Energy Relief Rebate Program has been extended through June 2026. Pensioners will continue receiving up to $300 annually as direct credits on their electricity bills. This ensures that older Australians don't have to sit in the cold or heat just to save money. Third, mobility and carer supplements are increasing by 5% to help offset rising transport and healthcare costs. This recognises the extra burdens faced by people living with disabilities and by those who devote their lives to caring for them. Fourth, Centrelink's digital systems under MyGov have been upgraded to allow a single online transition form for DSB recipients approaching age pension age. This removes double paperwork and repetitive identity checks, making life easier. Finally, the pensioner concession card itself now carries more value. From November 2025 onward, cardholders will enjoy free off-peak public transport nationwide in all states that have signed the new federal agreement. For seniors who rely on buses or trains to get to appointments or visit family, this isn't just a cost, saving its independence and freedom. When you look at all these updates together, they tell a story. Australia is trying, step by step, to restore fairness to its pension system. But it's also a reminder of how fragile life can feel when every bill matters. For someone on DSB, these improvements mean a smoother transition and better recognition of complex conditions. For an age pensioner, they mean more breathing room and dignity in retirement. For carers, they mean acknowledgement and relief. Let's clear up a few common misunderstandings that continue to circulate. You cannot receive both DSB and age pension at once, only one applies at a time. You do not need to reapply manually for the age pension when the time comes. Centrelink handles it automatically. The age pension isn't necessarily higher than the DSB, the base rates are almost the same, though supplements and offsets can change the total slightly. You also won't lose your concession benefits when moving across. In fact, the age pension card usually provides better discounts. And while Centrelink sends official notices, many find them confusing, which is why clear explanations like this are essential. Now, let's discuss living situations and how they influence payments. If you rent privately, the new rent assistance increase can help cover recent rent spikes. If you own your home, your asset threshold is lower, but you benefit from security and fewer living costs. If you live with family, Centrelink may classify your situation as non-homeowner for asset purposes if you don't own the property, giving you higher thresholds. These classifications often confuse people, so always check that Centrelink has recorded your housing status correctly. Errors here can reduce your payment unnecessarily. Imagine two Australians, Sarah and Michael. Sarah is 62, living with a chronic illness and receiving the DSB. Her rent has gone up, electricity prices keep rising, and she worries about what happens when she turns 67. Under the new rules, she'll move automatically to the age pension, keep her rent assistance, and even gain access to the work bonus if she takes occasional casual work. She'll also get the improved pensioner concession card and energy rebates. For her, that's peace of mind. Michael, meanwhile, is already 70, living on the age pension with his wife in regional Victoria. They own their home but struggle with utilities. The extended energy relief program will reduce their bills, and the free public transport scheme means they can visit their grandkids more often without worrying about fuel costs. These stories show how policy updates translate into real comfort for real people. Despite the progress, challenges remain. Many Australians still fall through the cracks. People with partial disabilities who can only work a few hours but don't meet the strict DSB criteria, or older Australians who retire early because their bodies can't keep up but aren't yet old enough for the age pension. Advocacy groups continue to push for a more flexible system that recognises health decline before the official pension age. Another important issue in 2025 is superannuation interaction. Many seniors with modest super balances worry that drawing from super will reduce their age pension. While this is partly true, careful planning can minimise the impact. Centrelink assesses income from account-based pensions differently now, with updated deeming rates that remain frozen through June 2026 to protect pensioners from losing payments due to interest rate rises. That freeze alone helps over 1 million Australians keep more of their pension. For people with disabilities who've never been able to build up super, the DSB remains vital. The current debate in Parliament involves creating additional long-term housing and healthcare support for this group, recognising that disability expenses continue even in old age. Many advocacy groups are urging the government to ensure no one loses support simply because of a birthday. Throughout all these details, one truth remains: the Australian pension system is complex, but it's built on the idea that everyone deserves dignity. Whether you've worked 40 years or battled health problems for 20, the system exists to give you some security. And while it's not perfect, the November 2025 updates move it closer to fairness. As we wrap up, let's summarize in plain words. The disability support pension and the age pension are similar in spirit but serve different purposes. Both have been updated to keep up with cost of living pressures. The transition between them is smoother than ever. Payment rates have increased modestly, supplements have expanded, and new concessions are making daily life a little easier. Most importantly, the system is becoming more respectful, less red tape, more empathy, and greater awareness of what Australians truly need. If you or someone you love depends on either of these pensions, take a moment this month to review your Centrelink letters or log into your MyGov account to check your new payment summary. Make sure all your details, housing, income, and health are correct so you don't miss out on anything. And if something looks wrong, reach out early. The sooner you ask, the faster it can be fixed. The goal of this update isn't just to talk about numbers, it's to remind you that you are not alone. Millions of Australians are in the same situation, watching every price rise and wondering what's next. But together, by staying informed and speaking up, we can make sure the system keeps improving. So, as November 2025 unfolds, take heart in the fact that there are positive changes underway: more assistance for rent, energy, carers, and mobility, better support for transitions, and more fairness built into residency and income rules. These are steps in the right direction. Thank you for watching and for caring enough to stay informed. If this video helped you understand your pension better, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Your support keeps this community growing, and it ensures that every senior, carer, and person with a disability in Australia can access clear, reliable information. Remember, knowledge is power, and when it comes to your pension, that knowledge can directly affect your quality of life. Stay safe, stay hopeful, and keep looking out for one another. We'll be back soon with more updates about payments, supplements, and new government decisions that could benefit you. Until then, take care of yourself and those you love, and know that your contribution, your story, and your life still matter deeply to the heart of this country.